kind of wear a tie. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says that work can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host, Webby. Joining me tonight, we got Devin.
Hey, what's up? I'm Devin.
And we got Rob.
Hey, everybody, it's Rob.
All right, so we're going to dive right in. This week, we were going to review the new Halloween movie, Halloween Kills. It is the sequel, and it picks up right where the Halloween movie from 2018 picked up, left off. Now we all started to sit down and watch this movie yesterday, and then Rob was lost, and it's because he did not watch the Halloween, essentially the 2018. It's the sequel to the original Halloween. It takes place 40 years after the original Halloween movie.
Yeah, we were watching it, and I was like, so this is right after the Halloween movie? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, the original or whatever? And they're like, well, yeah, but no, the new one. I was like, the Rob Zombie one? They're like, no. I was like, oh, good, I didn't really like that one. So then I was like, they're like, yeah, at the end, she escapes with her daughter and her granddaughter. I was like, she has a son. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah. Played by Josh Hartnett, and they're like, that's Halloween H2O. I was like, well, then I don't think I saw the one you guys are talking about. So then we had to go back and watch that one.
So So yesterday we decided we were going to watch the Halloween 2018 version, which to get Rob up to speed, which me and Devin had already done an SU on during one of the other Spooktoberfest ones. But I swore Rob had seen it with us, but I was very wrong because he did not know anything that was happening in that movie. But so I want to start this SU off with asking Rob, having watched that one now, what did you think of the one yesterday that we watched?
It was good. Actually, watching them both back to back, it's like it was one very, very long movie.
Right, because the second one literally picks up. Yep.
Yeah.
So, do you like that one being a continuation of the original Halloween film more than like all the other Halloween movies that you watched?
I mean, I like it better than the Rob Zombie remake, very much. I don't really remember the other movies that well. I know Halloween 2 had nothing to do with Michael Myers, so that was better than that.
No, that was Halloween 3.
Oh, 3 was the one that didn't have anything to do with it?
3 was the one that had nothing to do with it.
Okay. I don't really remember the other ones very well, so I will say probably yes, this one was better, because I'm pretty sure I'll remember these ones. The only one I really remember is Halloween H2O when they were at the school and she had a son. Mostly because of Josh Hartnett. But
all right.
So I like these. I like these ones better.
So Devin, the order of these movies, if people wanted to watch them, is supposed to be watch the original Halloween film, Halloween 1. Then you would watch the Halloween 2018 one, which takes place 40 years later, and then Halloween Kills, which just recently came out this month.
Yep, and then Halloween Ends, which will come out next year.
Okay.
Will be the last one of that like universe of Michael Myers.
Now, me, having explained before, like I liked the Halloween movie, the original. I liked the other one. I liked the one that we just watched a lot. I'm kind of a fan of Michael Myers. I'm that asshole who roots for the killer. Now, having seen those movies and being a fan of those movies, I want your opinion. Should I watch any of the other Halloween movies?
No.
Okay,
No.
I should just stick with these ones and like just kind of remember with fondness Halloween and not watch the other ones to like ruin that.
Yeah, I mean, Halloween 2 is not bad, but it tries to make Laurie and Michael related,
Okay.
like retroactively, which I'm like doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Which one has Busta Rhymes doing kung fu?
That's Halloween H2O, I think.
No, that's the one where they did the reality show in the haunted.
Yeah, well, that was an H2O. H2O was at the school.
H2O was at the school when she was working there.
I'm trying to figure which one that was. It wasn't great. Like, it really wasn't.
That
great.
one's not worth watching just for Busta Rhymes?
No. You can go on YouTube and watch the scene.
Oh, okay.
If you really want to.
Because doesn't he attempt to kung fu Michael Myers?
He does. He actually kicks Mike Myers out of a window.
Oh, damn. All right.
Like, he kicks out of a window kung fu style, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like,
do you think when they made that movie, they were like, "Yo, Busta Rhymes is big right now. We should get him in the movie." Do you think in his contract he specifically wrote, "Yeah, I'll do this movie if you allow me to kick the shit out of Michael Myers"?
No, I just think that they just didn't know what the fuck they were doing with their lives. They were just like, you know what we're gonna do, Michael Myers, baby. And that's kind of how that went. Like, I don't think there was a plan. There wasn't anything involved. It literally was just that.
That whole scene was just improv. Busta Rhymes just did it. Actually kicked the stuntman out the window and everything. That whole scene was just accidental.
It was bad. It was just all bad.
All right.
It wasn't good.
Well, Rob, going back to the one that we watched yesterday, what was like one of your favorite scenes that stuck out? Like, what made you enjoy that movie?
I mean, I like most of it. The fact that the doctor was a bad guy surprised me, and I didn't expect that. And he stabbed the sheriff or whatever. That was interesting. I don't know, the cop car like driving up and then having the other guy's head ripped off and lit up like a freaking jack-o'-lantern. That was pretty cool.
Now, what about Laurie Strode's house being essentially a prison?
Yeah, I mean the whole trap thing. Yeah, especially too when the mother was like, "Mom, I can't do this, and then he appears in the hole and she's like, "Gotcha!" and shoots him in the neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked that one.
All right.
The only thing I didn't like was that he now kills children, which he never did in any of the other ones, but it's fine.
Well, okay. To be fair, which child did he kill?
The one in the truck after he killed his dad.
Oh yeah. Well,
the one that shot the bad guy, which he didn't know was a bad guy.
I will say, to be fair, that kid was armed and dangerous.
Yeah.
All the other kids that he has come across that he has not killed were unarmed.
Mm.
So, I mean, as we see by the end of this next movie that we just finished watching, he can get shot a lot, and he still comes after you. So, he is not just a mortal human being. He is a supernatural thing. Whether it be the mask.
Children in that movie, and they were not armed.
When did he kill
they don't show it, but they show his dead body in the morgue with the thing shoved through his head when the mother finds him.
Oh, in the first movie, when he threw the kid over the.
That was a high schooler, like a senior in high school.
In the first movie.
He was hanging out with those little girls, so if he had other problems if he was a senior in high school, which I don't think he was.
Oh, you're talking about the green skeleton guy.
Yeah.
The trick-or-treater skeleton guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was pretty tall. He was probably an older child. I'm not trying to justify child murder. I'm just trying to justify Michael Myers' actions. Anyway, going on to the Halloween Kills movie. Like Rob said, this movie literally, spoiler alerts if you haven't watched it yet. It came out, I know, the 15th of this month. You should go watch it.
It's free on if you have what's the
Peacock.
channel? I can't think of it. Peacock. There you go.
It's free if you have Peacock, or if you know the special sites that we go to that I will not name.
Special sites about cock? What?
Okay, Rob, calm your. Go pour some ice down your pants.
Those aren't special. You have Pornhub, you have X Hamster, you have X Videos, you have XNXX. Those aren't special.
Ever since he brought up Josh Hartnett, he's been on a tear. Okay. Anyway, spoiler alerts. Go watch the movie.
Big John, Big Rob's just trying to find his little Rob. Okay.
I will say, you know
I
what?
fucking hated those guys the entire time. Big John, Little John, Big John. God damn it! Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's like they were playing a stupid game of Marco Polo.
They were.
Yeah.
I agree. It's like, just say John. Like, if you're not the one talking, you know which John you're asking for. Like,
Yeah.
unless
Unless they have a really bad thing, like habit of talking to themselves in the third person. In the third person.
Big John.
God
damn it! Shut the fuck up.
But
I
will say, Michael Myers went out of his way to, like, after he murdered them, he like put them in like a pretty,
he
sweet
that
pose.
Photograph of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
to be fair,
he's not
he
heartless.
turned that guy's head into a jack-o'-lantern in the first movie.
Yeah. He's not heartless.
He turned that guy's head into a jack-o'-lantern with a police flashlight, which, by the way, with just a kitchen knife, is very, very nice. That takes some skill.
Yeah.
And some time, some very quick execution.
Yeah. Hey, he's got a sense of humor. Okay, I gotta say. Anyway, so yeah, go watch the movie and then come back and listen. But anyway, this movie picks up literally right after the 2018 Halloween film. It picks up with essentially, they do a flashback scene of what's his name? Hawkins? Is that the sheriff's
Hawkins,
name?
yep.
Hawkins?
Yep.
They do a flashback scene of like him lying in a field because he just got stabbed by the doctor. And he's thinking back about his time as a rookie when he first interacted with Michael Myers. You find out like he shot his partner. Then they kind of like covered it up, and they were like, "Dude, it's Michael Myers. We'll just say that this happened. He shot himself." Which, hey, obviously not a long stretch because Michael Myers literally best kill in the whole movie. We'll get to, but all he did was kick a goddamn car door. Man, he racked up a body count in this movie, huh? Is there anywhere, Devin, that says how many people he killed in this movie?
It will be on. It'll probably be done with a kill count at some point, and then I'll get back with you guys. But
I just read something on Facebook. It was a little meme.
It is the most kills. They did say it was the most kills of any Halloween.
I just read this thing on Facebook. It was a meme. It was John Wick, and it says John Wick killed like 122 people over the course of 3 movies, which is more than Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees over the course of their 22 movies combined, or some shit like that. And, I don't know. I don't think they took this one into account. He killed a lot of people in this movie.
This one's out. This one's out now. Usually, I'm pinning, James A. Janice will come through for me.
All right. So we'll get back to you with a kill count.
At some point. Yeah, he'll do a kill count, count the bodies, and do it all up. I'm sure he will. He always does.
But it starts off with, in the last movie, he gets trapped in Laurie Strode's cabin. He's just stuck in the basement, and the whole cabin's on fire. And then, I like how when they show the firefighters going in, because the firefighters showed up, because somebody called that the house was on fire. They're just doing their job. Rob's first comment is the fact that, with so much gas that was being pumped into getting this fire going, like all over the house, that there should be nothing left of this house. Now, I mentioned that because I started laughing. So the firefighters go in, they're starting to try to spray shit down, right? And one falls through the floor. Michael Myers comes out from underneath like a sliding door, kills that guy, takes his firefighter tool there, his pry bar.
No, it actually has an actual name. Hold on, I'll tell you what the name is. Keep going.
Also,
All right.
unless they're very sure people are inside, they will not go inside a burning house.
I mean, I can't say whether they would or not. It's a small town. They might try to save it. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they were bored that night and they wanted to try to do something. In any case...
Also, when they rolled up the dead cops in the car should have been a giveaway. Like, it's right outside the
no one
house.
looked. They just ran into the burning building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no one looked in the dead cop car.
I really like this movie, but some of the things they
Now
did
listen,
very
well,
unrealistic.
it's a horror movie. This is
I know.
horror movies classically have had dumb people in them. That's a trope. That's just, you get the blonde who always trips going upstairs and downstairs and running across the kitchen floor. Like, she just, bitches be tripping all the time. Anyway, the point that I was trying to get to, another firefighter tries to offer his hand in this hole. Michael Myers kills him, gets out. Anyway, he's standing in the door, the front door of this building, and all the cops are like staring at him and like grabbing their axes, grabbing their fucking jaws of life saw. And then it shows Michael Myers again, and it shows the structure of the house.
It's a Halligan bar.
A Halligan bar?
It's a Halligan bar.
Okay.
That is the official name of what he killed. I know that because James A. Janisse, going back to James Janisse, did a kill count of the trailer. And I think in just the trailer alone, he racked up.
There was like a dozen people in that scene.
Just in the trailer alone, he racked up somewhere between 13 and 14 kills.
Yeah. But anyway, so what made me laugh about Rob's comment about the house, being, it should just be a frame or whatever, and there should not be any structure left, is when Michael Myers starts walking out of the house, they show a picture of the house, and it's literally just a frame, and there's no building left. Like, you can see straight through into the kitchen, and I was going to comment, but instead I just chuckled to myself, because what Rob said actually ended up happening. It should have been that way a lot sooner, obviously, but yeah, I don't know if you caught that, Rob.
The what?
When he came walking out of the house, they showed a picture of the house, and it was like a couple boards standing upright, like there was no house left.
Yeah, no, I noticed.
Yeah,
there was only the chimney was still standing and shit.
Yeah,
so I was like, yeah, that's what it should have looked like when they got there.
So then he proceeded to just pretty much kill every firefighter that first responder that showed up, and then he left. Then he showed up at this old couple's house and killed them. Then he showed up, I don't know, somewhere down the line, he showed up at the Big and Little John's house, which they lived in his old house. Killed them.
Yeah. I mean, that's
killed a car full of fucking people. I mean, he killed lots of people in this movie. It was nuts. They did a thing where, like, they reintroduced some of the people from the original film. They were all at a bar drinking and celebrating for Halloween or whatever, and then they did a tribute to the original, survivors and the people who died, the 40 years ago or whatever. And then that's where you learn, like, the little boy that Laurie Strode was babysitting, his name was Tommy. He was the one who gave the speech. Then there was the girl that her friend across the street was babysitting. And then there was the nurse in the car who worked at the hospital, and they were all kind of together as like survivors. They all found out that Michael Myers escaped, and was back on the loose, killing again. So then they essentially formed a mob, and it was kind of slow going until they got to the hospital. And then in the hospital, the mob turned rabid, and they turned on like another escaped mental patient the other person who escaped with Michael Myers, ended up like forcing him to jump out of like the 6-story window of the hospital and kill himself because they were going to tear him apart. I mean, honestly, if I had a mob coming from both ends of a hallway the way that they were, I'd probably jump out the window too. I don't necessarily think that I would want to be torn to shreds by that mob. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everything happened so fast. The granddaughter went with one of the groups of people and her boyfriend to go hunt down Michael Myers. And then we get to the park, I guess, is the next scene. The next big kill scene. And the one girl, the youngest survivor there, goes and like shoos off some fucking kids who are the snot-nosed brats who harassed and stole all the candy from the John's house.
Yeah, they're like, this masked man is playing fucking...
They're playing peekaboo, yeah. He's like, what are we, 3? Blah, blah, blah. He's right there. And then the girl turns around and he's standing next to the car holding, like, the fucking bloodied mask of their friend. So then, like, she instantly grabs, like, the kid's Halloween sack, which is a pillowcase, and starts filling it full of rocks. Michael then proceeds to jump on top of the car, bust out a few windows. One girl, the nurse or the doctor girl, leaves with a gun, leaves her husband in the car with the older lady. Michael, I think, chokes her out.
Well, no, the older lady is shooting at him through the roof and stuff.
Well, yeah, but after
and then
that,
he grabs her hair. And
yeah,
the nurse guy cuts her free, but then he opens the front door and he shoots at her. She goes to shoot him and she says, "This is for Dr. Loomis."
And they didn't have any bullets
left. You don't see the doctor lady. She jumps out the window. She picks up the gun.
Yeah, that's what I said. I already said she already GTFO'd. She left her husband in the car.
Well, no, he doesn't strangle her. That was the funniest death. Remember?
No, I'm talking about the older lady.
Oh, the old lady.
I think he strangles her because then the doctor starts trying to strangle him with his stethoscope, and he stabs him through the eye.
Yeah, no, he stabbed her. He grabbed her and he stabbed her a couple times.
Oh, all right.
The doctor grabs her.
I couldn't remember how he died or how that older lady died. But then, yeah, like after he stabbed fucking the nurse guy through the eye, the doctor comes back with a fucking Desert Eagle and starts fucking shooting this car and missing completely. And then she's like approaching the car, getting closer and closer with each shot until finally, like, she's right near the door and she goes to shoot and he just kicks the driver's door and it like flings the gun back up in her face and she pulls the trigger and kills herself. Funniest fucking death in the whole movie. I think that was my favorite kill scene.
Yeah.
Was there another kill scene that stood out better than that one? As far as like comedic wise, I guess.
Comedic wise, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. There's so much murder.
But the little girl, well, who's older now, comes with the bag full of bricks and starts wailing on him, which kind of it knocks the weapon out of his hand, I think. But he goes after her, and they run through the forest in the park, and she ends up managing to evade him. She hides down by the creek under some bushes.
Yeah.
And he searches for her for a little while, and she's like holding her own mouth to keep from making noise. And eventually he moves on, so she manages to live.
Yeah, and then later on, Tommy and the girl and her boyfriend and his dad all find everybody at the park. They find the nurse and the doctor couple on the
merry-go-round.
Is that what that's called?
It's called a merry-go-round, but it's like a manual one that you have to spin yourself.
Yeah. And then they find the older lady with a mask on, hung from the swing set. And then they find the girl alive still. I forget where Tommy goes. I think Tommy goes back to the hospital after that.
Yeah, he takes her back to because she was hurt. She didn't get stabbed, but I think he punched her a couple times. So he brings her back to the hospital.
Yeah. And then the boyfriend and the dad kind of shows on a map later on. He's like, he figures out that the entire route that he's taken since coming out of Laurie Strode's cabin has just pretty much been a beeline straight for his home. So they all decide that they're going to go there. The mob thing happens at the hospital, and then Laurie has a talk with the sheriff. And I think she stays there pretty much the rest of the movie, talking with Hawkins. And then I forget the daughter's name. It's not Allison, because that's the granddaughter.
The daughter's name?
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
What's her name?
But Laurie Strode's daughter and Tommy...
Allison. Oh,
no,
the daughter's name, Karen.
Karen and Tommy decide that they're going to go and, finish this. And
the whole town has decided evil dies tonight.
Yeah, evil dies tonight. The whole town's on board with
evil
this.
Evil whips all their ass. Evil whips all their ass.
Except for most of the cops. Most of the cops are just trying to regain control of this town. But then we cut back to, was it Lampkin Lane is where the Myers house is?
Lumpkin Lane or Lampkin Lane?
Yeah. We cut back to the Myers house after the Johns have been dispatched. And the father wants to go in by himself. Terrible idea.
You skipped the whole part.
I skipped a lot.
Chasing down the other mental patient, and making
down the mental patient.
I said that they cornered him and forced them to jump off the 6th story of the hospital.
Oh, I don't know how I missed you saying that, but I did.
He turned into a
well, it's because I didn't do it in order. I had mentioned it before the park scene. Dude, even though we just watched this movie, listen, I'm high on murder. Okay, my brain isn't functioning because I'm just remembering the one girl who got the door kicked in her face and shot her fucking own head off. I was rooting for Michael the whole time, so I didn't really care about any other scene that didn't have Michael in it. I'm probably not the best person to be giving a play-by-play of this movie because I'm only giving the highlights that involve Michael.
I mean, to be fair, this whole movie is basically a highlight that involves Michael.
Yeah, except for the one hospital scene that I did mention, just not in order.
But this whole movie is just Michael killing a bunch of people, which I'm on board with.
Yeah. So the boyfriend's father goes into the house by himself. They hear a gunshot. They run into the house. The granddaughter, Allison, I think her name is, finds the Johns, checks to see if he's alive. They're obviously dead. Why would you? I don't know why she would even put her gun down. Pulls the knife out of one of them and pockets it. It's like, oh, I might need this. This is a horror movie. Which, good on her. She ended up using it, but that's fine.
She's just a loot. She's a D&D loot word, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate that. In every game, you should always loot the bodies.
And as I said during the movie, Michael Myers is a barbarian. He only takes half damage from attacks. That's why he's never stopped.
Yeah, you'd figure he would run out of rage, though, because he's not constantly being attacked or attacking people. There's long gaps where he's just walking.
Well, he's a 20 level 20.
Oh, so he just has constant rage. All right, that's fine. He's just always angry. That makes more sense then. So then the boy goes and looks in the other room and then down the hallway. Has his eyes set on a gun drawn, sights on the fucking closet. His instincts were good until the blood dropped on his hand, just like in every other horror movie ever made. And then he looks up and he sees his dad stuffed in the fucking attic little pull down door. And then Michael Myers charges out of the closet.
Also, that house was very funkily it's like the fucking Harry Potter wizard castle where it changes where rooms are, because he walked into a whole separate bedroom towards the closet, feels the dripping in that bedroom because he was standing right next to the bed.
No, when he felt the dripping on his hand, he was back in the hallway near the stairs.
I'm
100%
into a bedroom.
Nope, because when you walk up the stairs, to the left is where the girl was checking on the dead Johns. To the right is where the bedroom was, which was Michael's sister's room. And then if you walk out of that bedroom and immediately turn left, just between the bedroom and the staircase going downstairs, there's a hallway that goes towards that closet, and there's 2 other rooms. And
who the fuck puts a hallway in a closet? In a hallway, I mean. Like an upstairs hallway just leads to a closet?
Houses in the 70s. Remember, this is a fucking house back in like the 70s. It's not built right. It is built like the one in Almost Dead by Daylight. You would just literally jump out the window and loop around and just keep looping people around the staircase, like I did to Tamara all those times. But anyway, yeah, he was for sure in the hallway, because that's where like the attic door would pull down and then the little ladder would drop and you would be able to crawl up into the attic from the hallway. So anyway, Michael, yeah, I don't think he even gets shot by the kid. The kid misses. Then he gets stabbed a couple times by the girl. And then he throws her down the stairs and she like breaks her leg. And drops the knife. And then he does one of his favorite moves that I mentioned, is he just grabs this kid by the head and just starts smashing his head through the bars of the railing, and then up against the hand bar part, and then down against the floor, and then just repeatedly back and forth until the kid pretty much died or was close to death, because then on his way back down the stairs he finishes the job by twisting his head around. But Michael does do that quite a bit. Like, I know his like iconic weapon is the kitchen knife, but he like busts his arm through walls and doors and stuff, grabs people and just slams their head up against the wall repeatedly until they die. He's vicious. I love him. Then the girl eggs him on. He comes down the hallway or down the stairs. Focuses his rage on the granddaughter and then instantly gets stabbed in the back by a pitchfork from Laurie Strode's daughter. And instead of stepping on the pitchfork to push it further in, she pulls it out, throws it off to the side. I don't know. She ends up yanking the mask off and walking outside and like egging him on. And saying how she's innocent just like his sister was, and you know, if he wants the mask, come and get it, blah blah blah. And so he does. He picks up the knife and just starts stalking her. She leads him through an alley between houses, like through a yard into the next street over, and that's where he is met with a angry mob, I'll say. She drops the mask in the middle of the road. I don't know why they would let him get the mask back on. Like, I don't understand that part. Like, if they had every intention of killing Michael Myers in the street right then, like, why did they even hesitate? But they did. And they shot him like 5 times. They beat him. They beat him while he was on the ground. Laurie Strode's daughter stabbed him literally in the spine with the kitchen knife and then left to go check on her daughter. While she was checking on her daughter and EMTs were like getting her situated and like getting ready to move her into an ambulance, Michael Myers proceeded to then fight back and kill everybody in that angry mob. every single one.
Yeah, and the whole time this is happening, Laurie's giving like a voiceover of how he can't be stopped by violence because he is violence or whatever.
Yeah, he can't be stopped by brute force. And that, like, every time he kills, he just ascends into something more than just a person. But yeah, so he kills the entire angry mob, and then, like, Laurie Strode's daughter at the Myers house walks upstairs, leaves her daughter, walks upstairs, goes into Michael's sister's room, stares out the window, sees her own reflection, and then you see Michael's reflection behind her, and then Michael stabs her a bunch in pretty much the same fashion that he stabbed his sister. And then just stands there staring out the window. And then that's pretty much the end of the movie. Yeah. I liked it. I don't know what else to really say. I give it a 8 out of 10. I give both Halloween. I think I give the other Halloween movie an 8 out of 10 too.
Yeah, I'm in the same. I give it I give it a 7. I give it between a 7 and a 9. Like I said to Webby earlier, if they stick the third movie's landing, I think it's like easily like an 8 or a 9. I give it like a 7.
Now, are they only doing one more?
They're doing one more of this like of this story. There may be another Halloween movie, more Halloween movies. There will be more Halloween movies, but this is the one where that, you know what I mean? This is the last one in like the universe. The next one will be the last one in like this involving Laurie Strode and all that stuff.
Right.
After that, there's going to be more Michael Myers Halloween movies as far as we know, but it may be like a different universe altogether.
Right. All right. Well, then presumably, if the next movie is going to be the last one that they do, quote unquote, for this, then we all know they're going to probably most likely end up fucking putting down Michael Myers finally, somehow. But I don't know. I was going to comment on how, like, Rob says he doesn't like horror movies that have real people as the villains. But then he woke up after being beaten by that angry mob at the end, and I was just like, nope, he's not normal. He's not a normal person, so I guess that's fine. So, Rob, what would you give this movie out of 10 as a rating?
Probably an 8 as well.
What about the other one? The one we watched yesterday? All right, so we're all pretty much on par with, on average, about an 8.
The only thing I didn't like was the unrealisticness of it. First with the firefighters, and then secondly, at the end when the daughter gets stabbed a bunch. I mean, I'm assuming she was killed, but like they should have just had her like watch the ambulance leave and then get stabbed in the street. Like there were ambulances and cops everywhere. Michael Myers manages to sneak back into the house. Number 2, they wouldn't never have let her back in that house. Number 1, it's not her house. Why the fuck would they let her go in? And there's a bunch of dead bodies in this house that is not hers. And they're just like, yeah, go ahead, walk upstairs. It's fine. Whatever. But other than that, it's good.
Honestly, I don't think that there were cops there. There were EMTs. I honestly, I don't think there was any cops. I don't think the cops had any presence other than at the hospital and then the one security guard guy who was with the angry mob.
Okay.
Not saying that the EMTs wouldn't have stopped her from doing the same thing, but
full of dead bodies, and she's like, I'm just going to wander upstairs where all the dead bodies are and stare at them, because she deserved what she got then.
Well, yeah, and so she is like the blonde in every horror movie. She's, every horror movie has that trope, that just people doing silly, dumb things that you shouldn't do.
Yeah, but she was raised by a crazy nut lady who told her never to do things like that, and she's like, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to leave my daughter here at the door and walk upstairs with a bunch of dead bodies for no reason.
Yeah. I mean...
like she.
I agree on
was
that
taught
aspect.
Better than that.
Yeah, I agree on that aspect. She was raised better and smarter to be smarter than that, um, but I mean, like Laurie said in the first movie to her, sometimes she can't tell the difference between her stupidity and her ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the smart genes really skipped a generation there. That's all I'm saying. I think the granddaughter has more common sense than Laurie's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, is there anything that you guys want to talk about this movie? I know I very much just kind of breezed over. I'm sure I missed a lot. It's worth going and watching, and not just listening to the review. Obviously,
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth it.
but
I mean, it's effectively a $5 rent, right?
It's
or $4
I
rent
just
you can get Peacock for $5 a month.
I feel
You can rent
myself
it, you can do
torn.
1 month, get rid of it.
I feel myself
Why?
torn, like between watching, the movie, like the first one from the 2018, and then this one. Like, I root for Michael Myers in all of the Halloween movies, but at the same time, I want to root for Laurie Strode. And like, if it comes down to in the next movie, head to head, like 1-on-1, I don't know who I'm going to root for. I think I'll be happy if either one of them or if both of them die. I don't know. I just hope Michael Myers racks up an insane body count in the next one too before they finally off him. So, and he's not superhuman because he's lost fucking 2 fingers on his hand. He had them all bandaged up. So, but yeah, go watch the movie. It's on Peacock. It's only a couple bucks to rent or to get a thing, I guess. I don't know how that thing works. But it's definitely worth a watch. Anything else you want to add, Rob? I mean, we're only 42 minutes in. This is a pretty quick SU. I'm still just flying high on that one bitch who just shot herself in the face. Like, that was the best.
Yeah.
Everybody in this movie who has a gun, terrible shot.
Mm.
Except for like the security guard at the end, who was part of the angry mob, who had the revolver, because he sunk like 4 or 5 bullets right into him. So, but anyway, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh, just that. Another thing I kind of was like about is they had that whole like "we are the real monsters" trope thing, where they were chasing the mental patient through the hospital.
But they really were, though.
Yeah.
I mean, no one was stopping to listen to the fact that wasn't Michael Myers. I mean, it's just mob mentality at that point. All it takes is one voice to rile a crowd. I did love the scene where they're all like running up the stairwell and stuff. They did like a pan shot of everybody running past like the camera, and then there was like this one patient who was just giggling as he was running by. It's like, what are you doing out of your room? And why he's so high on drugs, he's laughing. Like, get him back. He should not be up and moving around. Okay, his arm was in a sling. He was obviously high on morphine. Or he was insane. I mean, maybe he was a mental patient. I don't know. These movies.
That and the fact that she tripped and so many people went tumbling down the stairs when they tripped over her.
Oh, yeah. The doctor and like the 2 nurses or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of the way, and then they just like fall over her and they all tumble down the stairs. It's like, Jesus Christ. Come on, people. All right. Well, That being
I
said,
like one of the things too. I was gonna like when the mental patient's like wandering through the hospital, and everyone was like, "Is it him? Is it Michael Myers?" I wanted to be like, "Are you being murdered? Because if not, it's probably not him."
right? When before they even showed that it was that patient, and they just like did the first person view of like the person walking in the hospital and everybody like turning and being like, "Is that him? It's like, gee, I don't know. I think Michael Myers would just be stabbing people as he walked past them just to stab them. Like, plus he wears a mask. He doesn't take it off, so you should know if it's him. It's not like he takes it off to blend in. He just always leaves it on. If he wants to blend in, you won't see him. If he doesn't want you to see him, man, he is a ghost. That's his thing.
True.
I just loved it in the original Halloween, where like there was the scene like where like Laurie walking down the sidewalk with her friends, and then like she'd turn around and no one's there, and then she'd like turn back around and Michael Myers was just standing on the sidewalk like behind a bush, and it's like literally all he did was just sidestep behind the bush to hide. And then as the movies progressed, man, he has like this supernatural affinity to just be everywhere. Just like in Dead by Daylight.
Definitively proves that he is supernatural.
I mean, nothing definitively says it, but yeah, being shot and stabbed that many times and then still being able to do what he does, he's not human. Whether it's the fact that the mask is giving him these powers or just the fact that pure evil is driving him.
It is known now. William Shatner powers pure evil.
That is true. Well, yeah, it was a William Shatner mask, right?
Yep.
That reminded me of a question. Okay, I gotta ask. I don't know if either one of you knows the answer to this. Why did William Shatner have a mask made of him anyway?
Because
they had all the Star Trek people.
It was the Star Trek stuff.
Yeah,
and it was just a white. It was just a white mask.
No, they showed the original. It was flesh colored for the movie.
There is a scene in one of the movies where it's not. It wasn't treated. They didn't treat it and paint it white, and it looked real fucked up. Hold on, let me see. Original William Shatner mask.
Do you think? Because I believe the story was that they sent like a prop guy and they got that just like at a hardware store, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that Michael Myers would have been taken seriously had he been wearing a Leonard Nimoy mask?
Probably not.
Like, I don't know. Looking at the Michael Myers mask, like I don't see Captain Kirk or whatever his fucking name is. Like I don't see the resemblance, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I need to step away for just 2 seconds. We're 48 minutes in. Rob, since this is coming out on Friday, the 29th, why don't you plug the Halloween stream we're doing tomorrow on Saturday?
Okay.
All right.
So, Saturday, it's our annual 13-hour holiday dead stream for Halloween. We'll be starting tomorrow at 12 noon and going until 1 a.m. It might go past 1 a.m., but that's the official end. Sometimes if the last game we're playing is super fun, we'll continue until everyone's bored. But so yeah, we're collecting money for Extra Life for kids. They donate money to children's hospitals. I know that we are doing both the Boston Children's Hospital and the Connecticut Children's Hospital here in the U.S. I know we're doing the Canada one. I don't remember which. It might be the Calgary Children's Hospital, but I'm not entirely sure. But John and Tamara are collecting for that one. And then I believe we are also doing one in the UK, which he is collecting for. And there might be another US one because I know Dave is also collecting money. So he might be doing one that's near him, but I don't remember which one there. They're all children's hospitals. It goes through Extra Life, which is a charitable organization. So basically, we're collecting the money. It's going to Extra Life, and then they're doling it out to the hospitals. But yeah, so it should be fun. We're playing all horror-themed games. You'll probably see Michael Myers because we're going to be playing Dead by Daylight.
And he's the only one I play.
So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're doing a couple of silly ones like Monster Seeking Monster, where you're trying to date a monster, trying to date other monsters. And I think that's actually the only silly one. But we're trying a new one called Dread Hunger, and another new one called In Silence, which might both be good or bad. I guess we'll see on the night. But we're bringing back a couple of classic ones that we've always done, which is Dead by Daylight and Left 4 Dead. And there's one other one. Oh, Phasmophobia. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you want, you can join us for a little while. You can join us for the whole thing. Please come out and donate. We would appreciate it very much.
Indeed. So with that, is there anything else about this movie that you guys want to chat about, or should we wrap up here?
I'm good.
I think I'm good. It's a
All right.
solid movie. Recommend it.
Hell yeah, we all
Watch
do.
it. Love it.
Highly
Love it.
recommended
Love it.
by all of us here at SU.
Yep.
Even the SU lawyers give their thumbs up.
Yes,
So.
they do.
All right, well, with that being said, Rob, do you have a Getting Real Science Corner with Rob-ish, whatever we call it, thing this week?
Hmm.
That sounds like a no.
Yeah, I didn't really prepare one. Totally did spaced on it. Someone asked me what would happen if the sun actually did revolve around the Earth. And
Listen, what kind of asinine, stupid-ass question was that?
I don't know. But the real answer is that it does not. But if it did, things would be way more chaotic because then to keep equidistant from the sun, if everything was revolving around the Earth, like things would have to be moving in really weird patterns. I don't know. I think most things would end up crashing into each other.
Nah, it'd all be fine. Everything's just a matter of perspective.
The only thing I did read lately was that the moon would be if we can get a move on with terraforming technology, that the moon is a better candidate than Mars. So
Is that because it offers like a similar climate as the Earth?
yes, it's the composition of it is similar to Earth. It's much closer, as in we could get things there in like a day rather than the months it would take to get to Mars if they needed something right away. Stuff like that.
Can we really does it only take a day to get to the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. All right. Should be colonizing the moon, people.
There you go, Webs. For you too. Hold on.
What's this? Is this a visual aid?
Yeah, the only reason that Mars would be better is because it already has water. But we can...
All right, I kind of see it.
And the moon doesn't, but we can ship water to the moon if we have to.
That was the original Captain Kirk mask.
I kind of see it there, I guess. That's still creepy as fuck.
And I agree. It's fucked up. I don't know. I feel like the next Michael Myers should use this mask.
Should wear a Spock mask?
No, this mask right here. I gotta pull a picture. I gotta get a picture. God damn it. Don't do this to me. Come
Oh,
on.
Matilda. You are a barky dog.
There we go. The next. Imagine Michael Myers wearing this mask.
Oh, God, Mr. Bean? Yeah. Well, Yeah, but just get rid of, like, all the flesh color and make it white again. It's just,
Oh,
God dang it.
Oh, no.
I think that would
no.
honestly creep more people out.
This is a Wish Mr. Bean mask. This is from Wish.com.
Yeah, no, man. If you turned around and you saw that face looking at you, that's way scarier.
God.
I would turn around and be like, "Oh man, where's Michael Myers?" I want Michael Myers here. That's creepy as fuck. I don't know. I love Mr. Bean too. Don't get me wrong, but
that killer kills people in only hilarious ways.
yeah. He's the one who, like, as you're coming down, like at the top of the stairs, he'll like throw marbles down so you slip and fall down the stairs and break your neck. And then he just puts his hand over his mouth and like tiptoes to another room. Ah, God. I hate everything about this.
I was wrong about the moon, by the way. Apparently it takes a little over 3 days to get there.
All right, that sounds better. I was going to say 24 hours. That's impossible. Maybe if they just, used more fuel and fucking put that shit on high thrusters, we could get there.
Because that's how long it took when they first started going to the moon. I figured it would be faster by now, but apparently it's not.
It's because they cut down costs. They don't want us to burn so much fuel getting there.
Mm.
But anyway, do we have life advice with Devin? And it can't be go trick-or-treating wearing a Mr. Bean mask?
No, it's not that. It's not
All right.
That, my life advice is sometimes the bad things that happen in our lives put us directly on the path to the best things that will ever happen to us. There we go. Life advice.
I mean, if that's true...
Also, go trick-or-treating in Mr. Bean mask.
If that's true, I'm still waiting for the upsides of everything life's been throwing at me.
Well, Webby, sometimes when you get lost in life, it's just to force you to check out the roadmap to happiness.
There's a map to happiness?
You got me and Matilda, buddy.
There you go. See?
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find me at Jack's Forest Walk.
That's it. We'll move now.
Hey, listen, if you're moving out, Matilda stays. Anyway, where can people find you on the internet, Rob?
You can find me and Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX. And check out the stream at twitch.tv/DistractionsMedia.
And where can people find you, Devin?
You can find me on Twitter at DMP_Pookie. You can find me on Twitch at Mr. D3. And as always, you can find me on eBay looking for that perfect Mr. Bean mask.
Oh, that mask. As always, everybody, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Jack's Forest Walker, all one word. On Twitch at DM Webby. And on eBay at Hiding All the Mr. Bean Masks from Devin.
I just imagine he just kills you in like an Adidas tracksuit. Like that's his wardrobe. Just like a 70s like
man.
Adidas tracksuit. That's his killer attire. I love this idea.
I don't like how the eyes are offset on that bottom one. Like they're just like shifted. Like one eye looks higher up on his face.
He looks like a mix between Mr. Bean and what's his name? Like the guy from Three's Company, the landlord.
Oh God! Oh yeah! The little old dude.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because like the mask on the top, hands down, 100%, you automatically know that's Mr. Bean. That bottom one, it's like, yeah, it could be a mix. It could be either. It could be that landlord guy on just a really bad morning. Like, where's my rent? Yeah, that guy. Yep. Dude, I loved that guy.
Here you go. Here you go. This is almost the exact facial pose they used for the mask. It might be a crossover.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. I love that guy. All right. Anyway.
Even better. Hold on. Ignore the picture on that left of that. But the one on the right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had darker eyebrows to be a perfect match.
Yeah, because the left eye does look slightly higher on his face. That's fucked up. Oh, man. So him and Mr. Bean had a child, and it ended up being a prosthetic mask. All right, everybody. Well, with that being said, thank you for listening. Happy Halloween. Be safe. And fuck Booster Gold.
Booster Gold.
Fuck Booster Gold.
Bow. Make sure to check all of your Halloween candy. Make sure that there's no razor blades in it.
Oh, no, and also fuck Big and Little John.
Who? Oh, yeah. Big and Little John. Fuck both of them. Playing fucking Marco Polo in their own house. Dumbasses. That's what got them killed. Ow.